not sure if it's showing up or not. I see me over here. Oh, you can see me. Can you see me? Harvey? Kafir? Can you see me? On the YouTubes? Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Muy international. Well, I see Harvey Kafir. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. Move that Google camera out of the way. And let's see here. Scroll right on back up top. And in we go. And we're going live. And let me set this sucker somewhere so it's out of the way, but not. Okay, it's kind of a different angle, but it'll do. Say Stockcar Scott, what's up, bro? Can you see me? Scott, can you see me? Can you hear me and can you see me? Looking in the live chat over here, but I don't know if there's a lag time on that or whatever. Sorry everyone, I'm figuring this out as I go. Let me hit it now. I think it's 5 o'clock, isn't it? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's happy hour somewhere. Yep, it is 5 o'clock. Let's go. There we go. Here we go. Starting live broadcast. Okay, so we are live on Facebook. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're live on Facebook. You can now add up to 3 guests to your broadcast. What? Well, shoot. Okay, cool. So, Scott, you can't see me. Scott, are you watching me? You're watching me on YouTube. You're watching me on YouTube. Okay, perfect. And let's see. Your picture could be bigger. My picture could be bigger. Okay. Let me see what I can do about that. I don't know about my camera right now. If there's any way I can make it bigger. Let me try this. Show side panel. No. No. We're going to make this bigger. No. No, that just screwed me up. Okay, that's the YouTube. That's some other stuff that can shut down. Am I still with you? All right. Picture could be bigger. Let me scroll on down here. Oh, let's see. Well, yeah, that ain't gonna do it, is it? Let me see if I can. I can't get it to go that direction. There we go. Is that better? Is that more better? Full screen. Let me see. Full screen. Alright. Let me move the chat out of the way over here somewhere. Move this back over here somewhere. There, now I can actually see what people are saying. Oh, no. Right about there, I think. Well, what am I doing? Alright, folks. Well, anyhow, welcome. If you're watching, I don't know how many people are watching on Facebook right now. I can't really see anything. To be quite honest, comments will appear here. Okay, well, anyhow, welcome. Painted Horse. Billy Painted Horse here. Billy Costello, if you will. Welcome to the Rockstar Ranch. Quick note before I get into the heavy shit. Vin Scully died. For you people that are like into sports, I mean, I just remember when I was a kid and the Dodgers were like the hot thing. Vin Scully was the voice of those guys, and yeah, he just passed away. He had a long life, so it was nothing for him to No need to feel sad for that. The guy had an amazing life. He was an amazing, impactful person too, and he was a wonderful human being. If you ever listen to him speak, wonderful man. But anyhow, God rest his soul. How do I get into this? So I want to be as tentative and careful about what I'm about to say as possible. So I'm trying to wait for people to get on here, so I don't want to get into this too heavy before some people have had a chance to get on. If you're watching, if you could, just leave a comment, Facebook or YouTube. Pop a comment, let me know you're there, because I have no way of seeing numbers right now of anything. I'm still trying to figure all this out. This is my first go, so we'll see how it works out over time. But yeah, like I said, the subject is a very sensitive matter. I want to be careful about how I talk about it, not mention any names or any actual places by name. But I do want to give you guys the gist of the story of what happened, because it's fucked up, and it's got my blood boiling just a little. So, all right, Kevin Lawson, thank you, sir. Nice to see you. Amazing you're still living down there in that fucking hell zone, third world looking. Yeah, tip my hat to you, brother. You're a better man than I can't tolerate that shit anymore. So I guess since I'm on here for the first time, what the fuck do you guys want to talk about? Anything at all? Let's see here, Kansas. Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys saw the story of the little teenage girl who was going around, pro-lifer, got attacked by someone who's not a pro-lifer, let's say. I guess respect women until they have a difference of opinion, and then attack them and beat the shit out of them, right? The lunacy of this world. So let's see, Scott Mobetta. Bring them on camera. Yeah, bring them on camera. Kevin's watching. Bring them on camera. Kevin, you want to come on? I see shit. I see three turds. Shit. Yeah, I like to do that over here on YouTube. Figure that out. Bring Scott in on this one. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, see, it just wants to bring it in on me. I want the screen to get big. I want the screen bigger. Oh, what are we doing here? How about that? I don't know. Just have to deal with it for now. So, I don't see that many people. Ain't nobody chiming in. There's probably two people watching, Scott and Kevin. Kevin's on Facebook, Scott's on YouTube, and that's it. Giving people time, but they ain't chiming in. Oh, better. Live chat, all messages are visible. There we go. They're showing top chat. Okay. Still nothing. That changed absolutely nothing. Well, you said we talk about sports, but I don't think too many of you people are huge sports fans. Talk about fantasy football. What is this? Okay. Yeah, the world's going to shit. It's just incredible what's happening. So, well, we are what? 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes into this. Oh, someone else jumped in. Who is that now? Oh, it's Eric. Hello, cousin. So, got a couple more people here. Like I said, we'll wait a few more minutes before I get going on the story. I'm just trying to allow people time to pop in. Eric, if you want, share a link for this right now with the fam and tell them to get on and start commenting so I know they're there, because I want to tell this story, but I don't want to have to repeat shit 4 and 5 times because people popping in late. So if you guys want to share the link and tell people to get their ass over here, by all means do so. Okay, I got 4 on Facebook. I wish I had a way to know how many were on YouTube, and I got to be careful what I say too, because they're real sensitive about their, terms of service policy, especially when it doesn't agree with the communist agenda. I mean, Google. Okay, so yeah, I see 4. I see Eric, Kevin. I don't know who the other 2 are. Okay, he shared it. Thank you, cousin. Appreciate that. Yeah, when I heard the story last night for the first time, I had just came home from seeing my grandson, and I gotta say, this individual is lucky. He owes my daughter and my grandson a deep debt of gratitude, because he has no fucking clue how close he came last night to meeting the devil inside of me. But I can't be that person anymore. I changed, and I have to stay that way, because okay, I got you, Eric. Yeah, you just do what you can. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need to be on this side of the plexiglass, so I can't be getting caught up in shit. And there's better ways. There are better, smarter ways to deal with these situations than breaking somebody off. So, where's Karma? Karma is... Where you at, Karma? Karma. She's here somewhere. She's being the queen of the fucking palace. I mean, she, lazy and spoiled, and healthy. She's doing great though. Got a nice big backyard to shit in now. But yeah, when I came home and I heard that story last night, it caught me off, because it was not anything I expected. Now maybe I'm being naive in this situation, but I was just taken aback by the blatant viciousness, and just, I think what really floored me was the fucking stupidity, like that you would send a message, physical evidence, proof of, I hate this term, but I'm going to use it, I hate crime, right? You've just given me the golden goose. Like, I got your balls in my hand right here on my phone. And what is this? Janet Barnes sent you. Okay, sorry, Janet. No, I think I know Janet. Maybe do I know? I don't know. So many freaking people sending me friend requests that I've never seen before in my life, and some of them I probably do know. I'm so inundated right now. New profiles, they come at you like freaking piranhas. But it floored me that this person would do this, would be this stupid. But what's really amazing is the idiocy of the family member who decided to take it from a disagreement at a restaurant about the health practices of an employee, who then became rude and aggressive, to where he thought that the situation was handled and done with, and then suddenly this person finds his, I guess, Facebook or whatever, messages him and says, "There's Karma you were asking about. There she is. What is it? How did I know you were going to start barking during the live stream? How did I It was like I'm psychic or something. It was like I know she's going to start barking during. Who is it to barking at? Who is it? Okay. Is someone home? Is that people just, well, just come here. Well, come here. Well, come here. Come over here. Your just tail is like, you got cobra tail. She's got cobra tail right now. Well, come here. Well, come here. Come here. Come here. Your fans want to see. Come here. You want this? Come here. Come here. All right. Gotta trick her like I'm giving her treats. Hey, come here. You want a treat? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Tell them up here. Come right up here. Come right up here. Come up here so everybody can see you. Come here. Come here and let your fans see you. The only reason people are watching this stupid stream is because of you. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. There she is, everyone. Say, there she is. She's being a watchdog right now. Is there somebody out there? Is there somebody out there? Huh? Are they making you work? Are they making you work? Huh? You're such a good watchdog. She's such a good watchdog. Best watchdog. Ain't she, Scott? All right, so here you go. Get on down there. Come on, you're a good girl. So I guess well, I see 3 people on there now. Somebody dropped out. It might have been Eric. Like he said, he's got poopy service. So I'll just go with however many people are on YouTube. Hi, thank you for joining me here at the Rockstar Ranch, Painted Horse. And those of you folks on the Facebook, I know it sounds so freaking old. So came home. Roommate tells me, I'm not gonna name him. Just suffice to say, he's a young black man. He works hard, keeps to himself, very quiet, very polite, very easygoing. Tells me the story. He went into this major fast food restaurant and he went into this fast food restaurant, bought a meal, sandwich, drink. He's watching the female employee, in the back, no gloves on. I think he said something like he started just like blowing on her hand or something. Point being is, the girl had no gloves on. Reached for a sandwich, wraps it. He says, "Hey, not to be a dick, but you think I could get a different sandwich, right?" I'm on both, Kevin. She comes out of the back and starts going at it, or going at him, hands clapping and F you and blah blah, and just like, just typical shit you expect nowadays anytime you watch a fucking video anywhere. Because some of these kids nowadays, you just wonder like who's raising them and who's teaching them what. Some of them need to be punched in the mouth and whipped on the ass, but that's my old school, old fashioned opinion. So, I might get kicked off of fucking YouTube and Facebook for saying that, but yeah, I think there's just a complete lack of discipline in this country. But anyhow, let me not get on a tangent here. Let me stay on point. So he looks at the manager, young man, I guess, and says, you're going to let your employee talk to me like this? And he's like, no, he says, hey, I need you to back up. And she's just like, no, F him, blah, blah, blah. And she just keeps going. So anyhow, he ends up leaving, comes home, calls down there, says, hey man, that shit wasn't cool. So the guy's like, if you come back down here, I'll just refund your money and whatever. So he goes down there, he talks to the guy, gets his refund, thinks everything's cool. It's over, right? It's been handled. It's been dealt with by the manager of the establishment. No need to go any further. He comes home. I don't know how long the gap was between, but suddenly he's got a message from this guy who he realizes is the brother of the manager of this fast food restaurant. And this guy lives right down the road from me here. It's a shame it's such a shady world. But if you ever get the itch to act like a bitch, I have an empty rope waiting for some weight to be put on the end of her. Keep your N-word ass out of BL, Bonnie Lake. Blah blah blah. Something about stay. We don't tolerate something up here. Keep that shit in your hood or something like that. Assuming that he doesn't live around here. He has spoken to his mother about it, and she's very worried that if he goes and makes a stink about it, it could blow up and there could be backlash, it could be issues, it could be problems. Any of y'all that know anything about me know I don't care. I'm down for that party. But like I said, I'm trying not to be. I'm trying so hard to not be that. So, what are you saying here, Harvey? Facebook seems to be several minutes ahead. Guess YouTube has to be something first. Allahu Akbar. Thank you, Harvey Kafir. You're a wonderful human being, and yeah. Please don't jihad me. Point being, his mother is worried because obviously there's history in this country. I understand that. I have the wonderful dynamics of being who I am and knowing my history. And actually knowing my history, knowing who I am and who I came from. So I had to deal with all this shit when I was a little boy growing up in Richmond. Knew I was black, knew I was Indian, knew I was white, but I looked white, blonde hair, blue eyes. Had to deal with that shit. I heard stories, saw shit that y'all don't even want to hear about, kind of shit that I saw as a little boy. So I know, right? I understand the trepidation that his mother feels about her son going and saying anything about it, making a report, telling the FBI, bringing them in on it, anything. Me, I'd have this motherfucker down here begging me to not turn him in. I would have him begging. I would destroy his ass, but that's me. However, my friend and my tenant doesn't want to go any further, so I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna, it infuriates the fuck out of me. Pisses me off because I so badly want to go old school on this guy. Oh, y'all have no idea. But can't do a YouTube show or a Facebook live show if I'm sitting in the penitentiary doing 25 to life. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I'm gonna stick around for my grandson. Better things, higher roads. Richmond, I love you. So yeah, that was the story. I wish I could have had him sitting here. Yeah, it wasn't them, Kevin. It wasn't Subway. But I'll be honest, it was close. Oh, I want to say it, but it might give it away. I'll just say that I can see the Subway when I walk out of the gym that I work out at, and I can see this particular fast food restaurant when I walk out of my gym too. I'll leave it at that. I won't say anymore because I don't want to get into anything legal or whatever, because he's got the hard evidence on his phone in his possession. It's his call if he wants to keep it, delete it, destroy it, turn it in, whatever, hold on to it, whatever. I told him if he wants to go and make this something, let's go. Like, I'll walk into the police station, the FBI, I don't care, let's go. Let's put this motherfucker on notice, because fuck letting that die, you know what I'm saying? I mean, do you guys get where I'm coming from here? Like, It was so blatant. It was so racist, so threatening. I mean, he threatened to do a thing with a hemp product to a man with melanin in his skin. Okay, textbook definition, and it's eating me because I'm not going to jeopardize and sacrifice my grandchild and my future with my grandchild and my daughter and my grandchildren, because apparently I'm hearing there's going to be more as soon as they're ready. She's having another cool granddaughter. So yeah, I'm being smart and wise about this. I can't coerce the guy to do it. Just not the way to handle stuff. But I'm really hoping he changes his mind. I really hope he changes his mind, because honestly, he could be getting a fat stack from the fast food restaurant, because once that employee gave his personal information to his family member, who then took it outside of that business and made it a personal thing. I mean, so many lines got crossed there. There's so much legality there. I mean, I personally think he should get an attorney, and I think he should go just ham on this guy and make him wish that he had never touched his phone. But like I said, I can't force him. But man, that shit's sticking in my craw right now. So yeah, I know. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yeah, I know, right? It's just hard to believe that they're Peckerwoods. I mean, living here in Bonnie Lake. No, it's one of the reasons I moved out here, just because a little more, we'll just say a little less Seattle-y. If you've been paying attention, you don't even need to just. But still, being Western Washington, you tend to forget sometimes that there's some just ignorant extra chromosome and one chromosome missing knuckle draggers up here, just with pickup trucks. But it's all good, because like I'm always strapped and ready for a scrap. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be stupid? Cool. I know what to do with stupid. Dealt with it many times. I know exactly what to do with stupid. Come on over and let me show you. Make it justified. That's all I gotta say. Just justify it. Lord, I'm a peaceful man, and walking the path of the peaceful warrior now. No mistake. Whew. It's just. It was the 80s and the 90s, man. It was just before all of this shit came around. You had to talk shit to their face. You had to deal with the consequences of being a little bitch. Nowadays, it's like little keyboard cowards everywhere, man. Just they would shit themselves if they had to face the people that they were talking to, because most of them are gutless and spineless and nutless and mindless, and they're just taking up space. So I try not to give them too much energy. That's why people want to come on and make stupid comments, or be stupid. If you want to ask a serious question, you want to have a serious criticism, serious discussion, debate, question my philosophy, theology, ideology, whatever. Cool, we can have that conversation as long as it's respectful. As long as it's cerebral, intellectual, good intent of disseminating and debating, but at the end still remaining civil. But if you're just going to come on and be a little douche nozzle tool troll from your mama's basement, whatever, it's fuck out of here with that, man. I ain't even gonna waste time with a comment or response. I'm just gonna block you and be done with it. So just let that be known far and wide. fuck around, find out. Yeah. Back to it. Like I said, I'll leave the man to deal with it the way he chooses. He's a grown man. He can, he can fight his own battles, but he knows I'm there if he needs it. But I'm just floored at the absolute level of ignorance and stupidity that was on display by this guy, that you would send a loaded, racist, threatening fucking message, hard copy, like evidence, bitch, to the man, and not for a moment think like, wow, I just stepped in it. Like, you see why this is eating me up? Because, like, in my mind, man, he should be lawyered up, talking to the popo, FBI, suits, men in black, whole fucking 9 yards, and that dude doing a perp walk, making the news. Him on Dory Monson, Tucker Carlson. I told him last night, man, you do this right, I'll have your ass on Tucker Carlson. I still think he should. I don't want to let it go, but he does. You know what I mean? That's why it's just like. So, yeah, I'm doing my best. Hey, what's up, Ken? Thank you for joining, buddy. See you at the draft. Speaking of which, any of you guys know any plans for the draft? I guess we have to wait for Mike Smith to jump on here. Maybe we can ask him. So yeah, that was the big story I had for you guys about the tenant. So, like I said, I don't want to name any names or anything like that, but just the proximity and the stupidity of it all just has me like on edge. So, man, I'll let dog, you know what they say, let lying dogs lie or whatever, sleeping dogs lie, something like that. So I won't go kick that mangy motherfucking mutt, but God knows I'm tempted to. I'm just not going to tolerate that. Not in this lifetime, not in my world. And it's water, I promise. It's just water. And eventually, over time, when I start making all kinds of crazy money from being on YouTube, I promise you I will invest in more equipment, better equipment. Hell, I might even hire staff, people who actually know what the fuck they're doing, and have them come in here and like, we'll set this room up and just we'll do a show from this room that's, worthy of your time and attention. So give me time though. I'm working on it one day at a time, one thing at a time. Sick J Hensley on. Yeah, well, I mean, the man's got to be good for something, right, Scott? I don't know why we keep re-elected. Well, I don't re-elect him, but yeah. Hello, David. How are you, cousin? So let's see. YouTube over here has gotten a little quiet. I don't know if there's anybody watching, but that's okay. You can't hear me over here on Facebook, though, so that's good, huh? Really not all that thrilled about coming back to Facebook, to be quite honest. No offense to any of you out there. I love all of you, but Facebook go fuck itself. So can YouTube, so can Twitter. All of them can. I mean, let me ask you guys a question out there that are watching right now. I know some of you probably, well, some of you are religious because you're from my hometown of Richmond and all, and so I know how you were raised. I know your mamas, and I know what church you went to. I know where you went to school. Y'all riddle me this. Answer me this. By the description, by looking at the term Antichrist, which is complete opposite of what Christ stood for, what he represented, which is humility, humbleness, selflessness, unconditional love. You know, you guys got it. You've heard the stories, you've read the books, you've seen the pictures. Is there a more perfect example for the definition of the Antichrist than the thing we're on right now. You ask me, you tell me, let me ask you this. You tell me, in the last 25 years, since this shit came about and started blowing up, we know MySpace, AOL, you guys know, all Hotmail, remember Hotmail? What has had more detrimental effect on society than the internet? Name one thing. And don't say, oh, well, the music or because they had to use the internet to, get the shit out there. There's the word I'm looking for. Proliferate. That's it. Proliferate. Big fancy flowery words. So, tell me if you think there's anything out there that has had a bigger detriment on global society. I mean, let's think about this. They called Hitler the Antichrist. They called Napoleon the Antichrist because of the impact that they had on the world that they were in at that time. But come on, Napoleon, he didn't affect people over here in the United States. Nobody gave a shit. I mean, yeah, we knew about the wars, but we might have helped or whatever, but it wasn't a threat to America. Same thing with Hitler for the most part, until the Japanese fucked around and, got us involved. But those guys were considered Antichrist, and they really didn't have the global impact that the internet is having now. And you see it. You see the effect that it's had on our schools, on our children, on everything, man. Like, we in the 90s, we were coming together. Like, we were rocking. Like, America seemed like it was on its way up. Like, I mean, the government has always been corrupt and fucked up. I don't know what to do about it other than get rid of it, because every government initially or eventually becomes corrupt. It's a fact. If you don't believe me, go read a history book, or just look out your window, or watch your news tonight. So, that being said, we were doing pretty well. I mean, we had, yes, Rodney King, we know, the riots and shit, right? But as a whole, we were putting a lot of shit behind us and we were moving forward. And then all of a sudden the internet come on, and every little bitch ass coward in the world all of a sudden had a soapbox and a megaphone. And no culpability, no consequences, just say whatever you want. You watch the South Park episode, The Trolls, Kyle's dad's just total douche. My point being is, you see what it's made people. I don't think it made people so much as it just showed the true nature of people. Because if you're a nice person, you're not going on any of these social media places saying mean, cruel shit to people just to try to trigger people or whatever, right? You're just having legitimate, sincere conversations or what have you from time to time. We're making sincere commentary. If you're a decent person. If you're a low-life piece of shit, you're coming on here and it's incredible. Like, who knew? A lot of us. But now we have proof. There's so many low-life pieces of shit on the planet. And a lot of them have phones now and laptops and tablets. So here we go. So now everybody gets to talk to everybody. Everybody gets to have a fucking opinion about everything. And it's this dog pile. It's childish a lot of times. A lot of the time these dog piles that happen on people are usually just a bunch of fucking kids that need their asses whipped. Once again, I'm probably going to get kicked off here for saying that, but that's the point I'm saying, is that, usually it's just kids. And we all know kids can be some malicious, mean, evil little shits. So you give them access to this now with, they can talk shit all they want and there's no consequences. Well, or at least they think there's not, until they go and try to get a job. And somebody says, hey, you called so-and-so a flaming ass in 6th grade. Want to tell us about that? And you're like, yeah, I'm sure. I think we're going to go in a different direction. But thank you for coming in. Bye. You're like, I was 12 years old. So Keyboard. Yeah, right, Greg? Hey, what's up, buddy? That's my oldest friend in the world right there, folks. Greg Mercer. He and I have known each other since kindergarten? Kindergarten or first? Something like that. A long fucking time. Since we were like 5. That's 50 years. It's a long fucking time. It's a really long fucking time to know someone. And they think they're experts. Yes, Brenda, they do. There are a lot of keyboard know-it-alls out there. Like, yeah, kindergarten. You're right. Kindergarten. Jesus, God, we go back, way back. Opinions like assholes. Yeah, and they all stink, and their shit don't stink. I recall I was having this conversation earlier with a pest control salesman, young guy, like, probably just out of high school, but out doing right. You know what I mean? And crap. Sorry, I just got distracted by the TV. Protesters demand more monkeypox vaccines. I got an idea. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. What were we talking about? God, I just brain farted what I was going to say there by that distraction. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, the opinions, they don't stink. I remember when we were young, those long-haired rockers, the comments, I agree with all the biz. Thank you, Jack. I'm trying to think what I was going to say here. The older people would say stuff like, oh God, we're in such trouble if this is our future. And we were just like, look at these devil worshipping kids out here listening to this evil heavy metal music. Bro, we're just having a good time. Bro, we're just growing our hair long. We're just having fun. We're young and having fun. It's funny how easily and quickly we can forget that, man. You see young kids and you just, get off my lawn. And why do kids got to do that? Why do you wear your hair like that? Why do you got to color your hair? Man, they're fucking young. Just, they're young. Let them be that. The problem is that some of them didn't ever fucking grow up. They decided to stay at college and become professors. And then they read Marx and, Nietzsche and a few other assholes out there that really didn't live by the communist code. And they think they're fucking authorities now on life, because when you're 20 years old, it's easy to be real idealistic. I'm going to change the world. Why is everything so fucked up? Why aren't my parents and my grandparents, why didn't they do anything about it? Wow, you guys were really fucking assholes. Well, I'm going to go change the world. And it's just like, okay, well, let me talk to you when you're 35, 40, and let me know how it's going, okay? And in between that changing the world and fighting the man and all that, there's rent, there's food, there's gas, utilities, clothes. You do the math. Yeah, let me know how that changing the world shit works out for you. The old saying, if you're not a liberal when you're 20, you have no heart. If you're not conservative at 40, you have no brains. So, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. That being said, I don't like to disparage a whole generation of children, because the loudest ones, the most toxic ones, the most vile ones always seem to draw the cameras, draw the smartphones, draw the attention. It's always that way, right? That's like the most over-the-top, hyperbolic bullshit is always, everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants their 15 fucking minutes, and the news media lives for blood. They live for blood. They live for the hate. You understand that, right? Mainstream media lives for hate. That's money. They can't talk. Nobody wants to talk about how nice it was and people were just hanging out at the lake. And that's that little feel-good piece they pop in right at the end of the news broadcast after they just bombarded you with an hour of, well, this is fucked up and that's fucked up and this happened and that douchebag there and this asshole here. And you're just like, what? Well, fuck. And then they go, oh, and today was a wonderful day to be out by the lake. Here's reporter Suzanne, blah, blah, blah. Hi. Thank you, folks. That's all we have for tonight. Good night. And you're like, really? They gave you that little sugar pill right there at the end, and that's supposed to make all of the sour shit they shoved down your fucking face for the last hour palatable. Anyhow, I don't like to disparage these young kids because there's a good portion of them that are doing right, got good heads on their shoulders. They're not buying into the woke bullshit. They're not getting on this crazy train of socialism, and we're going to be okay. Have faith, folks. Have faith. They are out there. They're young people, and they're coming up, and they're going to be the next generation. We have to have faith in them. We have to teach them, pull them away from it's amazing, the ones that are so easily indoctrinated generally have a pattern at home that you do your research, okay? So, because until I have sources, I don't want to say anything that might upset people, but we're going to be okay. I believe that. But we are seeing the results of these experiments that you parents back at the turn of the century and the millennium decided to fuck with. You parents are about as bad as those assholes over in Geneva smashing particles in a tube, opening up black holes and shit. Just fucking with nature, man. So, giving the kids participation trophies, that probably wasn't the greatest idea. We're not keeping score, Johnny. Yeah, that wasn't smart either, because I can tell you, you weren't, but the kids were. And they knew they were getting their asses kicked 12-0 by the other team, because the other team was just better than them. And they knew it. But you buffaloed them into thinking, oh no, yeah, even if I lose and I suck, I should still get something. Okay, what? What should you get? Well, I should get. Well, okay. Well, where's the incentive for them to do any better if they're going to get the same thing as you? If you all get the same trophy, there isn't any. So you're going to take the driven, the go-getters, and you're going to turn them into do-nothings. The just fuck it, why bothers? Like, okay, well, that's brilliant. That's genius. How's that worked out for us? So, anyhow, I still have faith that there were enough good parents out there, enough good people, and even, you know what, there are people, the young people that are coming up through some of the harshest shit that any child should ever go through, and they're still going to become amazing people. There's going to be some people out there that are going to come up in the most wonderful lives and wonderful loving families, and they're going to be absolute pieces of shit, okay? And for the love of God, we can't there's no litmus test we can give to, figure that shit out, but, time. So, anyhow, there was probably a point to this conversation, but I completely lost it about 10 minutes ago. And I'm, 47 minutes into this live stream. So first live stream, and I've already gone 47 minutes of just... So yeah, we custolos. We can talk, yo. Let me look over here on YouTube. I have no other comments on YouTube. It seems like YouTube has just went... You said, Scott, I think Scott said something, or Harvey, no, maybe it was Harvey Kafir said Facebook is several minutes ahead. So maybe people are back in time in YouTube, and they're going to be catching up in a couple of minutes, but we're already going to be over here. See, it's that Hadron Collider shit. So on the Large Hadron Collider, let me go into detail on this with you folks that are on here right now, in case you haven't heard. Some of you out there maybe already know what the Large Hadron Collider is. You may know what CERN is, CERN, a collective group of physicists and other brilliant minds in Geneva, Switzerland, who are using lasers to accelerate particles, particle beam basically, but the particles, and smashing them in a 27-kilometer in circumference tube. And they said that they're just, when they smash these particles, they're opening these tiny little black holes, and it's just for a millisecond and it's gone and it's done. But they're able to, do all this shit when it happens. And they've been doing it for a while. However, the first time they did it, I was living in a house in South Seattle, and I was a horticulturist, if you will, and I was downstairs taking cuttings from my horticultural endeavor, and as I was standing there at the workbench taking the cuttings, and told this story to people before, and I know I'm going to sound nuttier and squirrel shit, but that's okay because I just don't give a fuck. So I'm going to tell you anyhow. The best way that I can explain what I saw was picture, if you will, if you're just imagine you're standing at the kitchen counter or a table and you're looking down at it, right? And so you can see your peripheral over here, right? I mean, you're looking forward, you're looking down, but you can see your peripheral, you can see off to the side here. Now imagine if all of this, as you're staring down, this stays the same, nothing here moves, but what you see is everything to the left and right of you in your peripheral edge go warp, like it just like I don't know how to explain it. It was like it felt like a warp of a dimension. I told you it's gonna sound crazy. 47 minutes fly by like a particle accelerator. So not going off on that tangent too far, I know it sounds crazy, but that was the night, which was the day in Switzerland that they did that shit. And I saw at my peripheral, I just saw everything go warp. And maybe, I don't know, Scott, I've never been able, I'll probably never be able to figure it out. So anyhow, let me keep going here, because there's a story here. So CERN has been doing this. They've been smashing particles, and as many of you out there looked, you've seen things that just don't seem to make sense. Now, I've been asked what I think it is, and I say I think that God has given Satan reign over the world, and he is dancing gleefully right now because so many are falling into his trap. And the greatest trick he ever pulled was to make people believe he doesn't exist. But that's okay. You can think he doesn't exist. Probably shouldn't think because you're probably not qualified for it. But keep doing that. Let's see how it works out for you in the end. If you're right, hey, great, you're right. But if you're wrong, you're fucked. And so on that note, I'll keep going here. As they're opening these tiny little black holes, my thought to myself is, first question, what's on the other side of a black hole? I don't have a clue. Not an inkling of an idea. I don't know. Jesus, I don't know. And neither do you, and neither do the scientists that are over there opening those fuckers up. So it gets better. Hang on, we're gonna keep going. So recently news came out that those gentlemen in Geneva, Switzerland, keep that in mind, Geneva, Switzerland, those fine folks over there, those fine physicist folks over there in good old neutral land, good old handy knife land, they have decided that the 27-kilometer tube particle accelerator is not big enough. Pygmy prostitutes, little black holes. Oh my God, Scott. So that 27 kilometer, now picture 27 kilometers. That is not small. That is a nice area. Okay, so they have recently announced that they intend to build 100-kilometer particle accelerator tube. My guess is that Cthulhu needs to bring his monster truck over, and so they need to make a bigger door for him. I don't know, man, but I mean, but here's where the rabbit hole opens up, and a little hookah smoking caterpillar says, "Come on in." The water feels great. The Great Reset, written by Klaus Schwab. This agenda, this new world order agenda that is being perpetuated by people like that pussy in Canada and other individuals out here that are part of the globalist thing that's going on, part of the World Economic Forum. Now, I had heard about Klaus Schwab many times. I know of his book, haven't got a copy yet to read it. I intend to, because I want to know what the maniac has to say. But yeah, him and Soros, man, what a pair, right? But I've come to find out that recently there was a documentary news article, something about the man and the World Economic Forum. And I was watching it and I realized like their headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, some of you out there might believe in coincidences. Okay, you go with that. You run with that. I don't. I find it very interesting that place that is opening fucking dimensional portals and shit and wants to open bigger ones is located just fucking down the road, just a nice little country drive down the road from the fucking headquarters of the man who's not possessed by the devil, who wants to, basically, what would I say? Put the Georgia Guidestones into effect. I mean, they've already started. You guys hear about that, right? You've heard about the Georgia Guidestones. Somebody went in and blew them the fuck up. So, yeah. So, serious question right now for everybody that's watching. Let's see, I got 7 folks on Facebook, and I've got Kevin and Stockcar Scott and Harvey Kafir, and I don't see anybody else. Serious question though for all you folks out there: do you or anyone you know have monkeypox? Do you have pus-filled lesions and blisters in your bungus, or on your hungus, or on your tungus? Inquiring minds want to know, and so I'm just throwing it out there. Do you or anyone you know have the monkeypox, or schlong COVID, as some refer to it? I do not. I do not intend to. Just like the coof, I do not intend to get it. Haven't gotten it. Haven't gotten any pokies for it, and tend to stay that way. Pure blood. That's right. Mixed breed pure blood right here, baby. Yep. I'm starting a club, the mixed breed pure bloods. Probably like going to be 3 people in it, but that's okay. We're going to be a very happy and healthy 3. Davy Jones, what? Let me see. I saw someone, let's see, laundered in Ukraine. What about, what are we talking about here? Are we getting serious shit now? Okay, you guys want to talk about serious stuff? What's with the, hey, hang on. Opinions like assholes. Okay, I'm having a problem here keeping up with it. What's with this community standards crap? Okay. Well, for whatever reason, it's driving me nuts. Hang on, let me go down here. Peter Tork, Dave Jones. 47 minutes left. Okay. If you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao. That's right. Okay, that's a lot of Scott. Somebody said something about money being laundered in Ukraine. Michael Nesmith. Fish heads, roly poly, fish heads, eat them up, yum. Okay, let me put it this way: if I got dirt on you, like I was trying to explain to the young man that dwells within my home, if I got shit on you that could hang you, get your money ready, baby. You want me to make it go away? No, I'm look, I'm a nice man. I promise you. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm a recovering outlaw, okay? I'm doing my best, but I'm kind of like Al Pacino in The Godfather. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. So, if I got dirt on you that can hang you from a rope from in gallows in front of the Capitol building on a sunny day, you're gonna pay. Plain and simple. You fucked up. You stepped in it, and you're gonna pay. Okay. So if you've been fucking around in a foreign country doing shit, just thinking, we could do this forever. We're gonna get away with this forever. Not, first of all, you underestimated the internet, because once again, like I said, it's done a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and a lot of things that you just really can't put a tag on. right? It's just arbitrary shit that it's done. Like, if the internet helps to expose corrupt people and corrupt government officials, well, I'm sorry to be so redundant there, government officials, then I guess that's, it depends on what becomes of what the internet allowed to be known. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we know they're guilty and none of the people in power are going to go prosecute them because they're too busy locking up a fucking grandmother for walking into the Capitol building on January 6th. Whatever. But if you've been fucking around in a foreign European country that is known to be one of, if not the most corrupt country in Europe, just saying, I ain't casting aspersions. I'm just saying, I heard from a person who said they knew someone who once went to one of those cities in that place, and they said, yeah. Come on, y'all. We know better. We know better. You put an actor in there. Crazy, right? You gotta let an actor be your president. Anyhow, when you got so much shit that you've done there, some that you remember, some that you don't, some that you can make disappear, some that you can't, but there's receipts, there's, yes, exactly, there's receipts, there's proof, there's evidence that could fuck you up. How much would it be worth to you? Now, that, before you answer that, now let's say that I came to you and I said, hey, look, I'm gonna fuck your shit up, or you're gonna pay me. So make it happen and make it quick. Well, how much money would you be willing to give me if it's not even your money? How much? I mean, in your mind, you have this endless font of cash, if not from the taxpayer, from the Federal Reserve. Print me more, tax more, give me more here. Don't tell them what I did. You know what, man, I might have been born in the daytime, but I wasn't born yesterday at this time. So people out there want to believe in bullshit. Okay, some people say, look, some people are uninformed, some people are misinformed, some people just don't care. It's just, all right, you don't get any of my canned pudding when Walking Dead becomes reality. Just understand that it's my pudding, not yours. Mine. You didn't want to prepare, go get your own nuts, squirrel. You ain't getting D's. Pay me in crypto. No. I don't know, man. I'm still on the fence about crypto. I like seeing that Bitcoin took a shit and came down and made it like actually viable and affordable again. It sucks for the people that invested in it and lost their asses, but it's legalized gambling, folks. I mean, that's shit. If you want better odds, go to Vegas. However, I must say that the last couple of days on the market, for any of you folks that are involved in it, I've had a pretty good time. Actually, I'm doing okay. I'm up, and up significantly over the last few days. So I don't think that has shit to do with the potato, but something has kicked up confidence in a few sectors. There's a company called, well, I don't want to give any advice, so because I'm not a stockbroker or whatever. I will just say that I personally decided to invest in a couple of penny stocks to see how they would work out. One was Imperial Petroleum and the other was Mullen Automotive. And I'm not telling you to buy them. I'm not telling you to invest in them. And just kind of, enjoying watching the, but Amazon, hate them all you want, baby, but Amazon making daddy some money. Yeah, we like Amazon. I I mean, for all the money you spend with them fuckers, you might as well make something off of them, right? That was my thinking anyhow. So like I said, this is not financial advice. It's not to be taken seriously in any way, shape, or form. You need financial advice, you contact a licensed stockbroker and ask them, because you ain't getting it here. I can only tell you the reality of what I did, and if I lose my ass, that's me. Huh? That's all me. It's not on you, and vice versa. You're out of camera frame, brother. Oh, Emma. Oh, the phone. I'm sorry. The phone slipped off. Sorry. There. Is that better? Anyhow, folks, look, I've been on now for a little over an hour. If you want to know the shell of the story, you can go back, rewind or whatever, and watch and get the details. Like I said, I wish I could have had my friend come in and do the interview and talk about it and discuss it, and I was going to put dude on blast. I'll be quite honest. I was going to put that fucker on blast. I was going to name him, shame him, and let the chips fall where they may. But he, like I said, he spoke to his mother, which I had recommended that he speak to his mother and always listen to Mama's sage advice. I know this, so I'm stunned that it just happened, though. I mean, I understand it happens, and it's just a shame that in 2022 there's still a little ignorant inbred. Honestly, the dude looks like a tweaker. He just looks like an absolute tweaker, and so I'm not going to waste my time on a piece of shit. But it's just, you know what I mean? You understand where I'm coming from, right? It's just like, I want something from this. I want this to become something. I want this dude to like have to fucking pay for being that. Like that. This isn't negotiable. This isn't what do you call it? I'm not being objective. I'm being no, or it's not impartial or whatever. No, this is textbook, like unsolicited, unwarranted textbook. I mean, fuck, how much money did they spend on Jussie Smollett? Bubba Wallace? I got a guy on the other side of this wall right here who's got a legitimate hate crime on his fucking phone from a little douchebag that's right down the street. And I can't do anything about it because it's not my thing. It's his. And I don't want it to be my thing. But I want him to get his. I want this dude to pay for being a fucking asshole piece of shit. Like, your little brother could have handled this shit at his job and let it die right there and left it. And that's where it would have ended. And this, yeah, man, I mean, lives in a house. Somebody might have pictures of it or something. I don't know. Maybe. Somebody may have drove by it and saw it today. Some people out there might want to do some research on me and find out who I was in my 20s before they go running up and get done up. Because, like I said, I ain't trying to walk that path anymore. But I can always take the fork if somebody forces me to. I'll take a detour. As long as there's witnesses and proof that it was defense, it was justified. But, like I said, just floored that happened. And just the assumption that because he's black, he doesn't live in this neighborhood. Hey, Robin, how you doing, cousin? Yeah, this No, I mean it's houses up here. When I first moved into this house, it's funny. The neighbor next door, his mother, and I don't know if it was his father or stepfather, or whatever, but they lived in this house. It's a manufactured home, made it up. I guess the old place was torn down, and this place was built in 2000, so it's 2001. Sorry, 2001. So 20 years old when I bought it. Anyhow, her son Tony lives right on the other side of the fence here. He comes up and introduces himself when I first moved in. He says, he goes, make sure you keep your windows up around here. We got a lot of little tweakers running around. And there was right across the cul-de-sac here. The house is empty now. They gutted it. You couldn't live in there. It's toxic. It's probably got enough meth soaked into the wood and shit to get you high just by breathing the air. But I talked to the guys that did the cleanup and all. They're like, yeah, that place is gonna get probably torn down. If they do anything, they'll have to gut the whole place. But anyhow, they were living there, and I come to find out they were squatters. And it was a long, sad story, and just a lot of people like ODing, and just, And I'm like, fuck, I moved out here to try to get away from that shit and there was in Auburn, and I didn't really have any of that happen, but I was in an apartment. Me and Carmen were stuck in this little one room in this apartment with the sun beat out, like in the summertime with this 90-some. Oh God, it would be so fucking, yeah, not fun. So anyhow, I just thought I got away from, I was at least getting away, but understandably, I'm not being naive. I know when I move out to the country, it's more than likely going to be a few fucking get out, boys, get. So I don't. I'm being a Southerner and all, and having seen what I've seen, know what I've known, but most importantly, having read what I have read, and therein lies the problem, is the children are not reading the books anymore that we used to read, and those books imparted a lot of lessons and a lot of information, a lot of history, a lot of perspectives that let us know that putting people in these boxes, and saying, oh, this era and this generation, they were all this. It's like, no, actually they weren't. But, you'd have to read some fucking books and know some history to know that, there were deviations and variances and all kinds of multi-huge stories of different natures and different destinations and different causes and different purposes out there. But you just want to say, no, all of these people were this and all of these poor people were this, and it's like, and those people did this. I mean, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think that's a big problem, is like the lack of knowledge of information, of historical reference, of historical purpose and intent, and sacrifice, especially. But anyhow, I'm floored. Robin, I will gotta bounce. See you, Greg. Thank you for coming on and all. Appreciate it, brother. Love you. Robin, I will do my best, but Kylie just had her baby, and I've told y'all for the longest time, them planes fly out west too, and I got a house now, so there ain't no excuses. Hell, you don't even have to worry about a hotel. You just get your ass out here, and you got a chauffeur, you got a place to stay, but y'all keep thinking we got to fly back there all the time. Man, it ain't gonna work like that. Y'all gotta come out here sometime. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, if you ain't ever been out to Washington State, you get out of Seattle, it's pretty nice. I used to say even Seattle was nice, but unfortunately that no longer be an accurate or truthful statement. It's really sad what they've done to that beautiful city, the politicians and the city officials, and just socialism does not work, folks. Socialism does not work. I will be honest about this, and Scott, you remember this. When we got legalized, first it was the dispensaries. You had to have a medical card, right? That wasn't so bad because if you hooked up with the right dispensaries, you could take your crops. You know, you could go in and you could sell them your stuff and make money, because as these places were open, more and more, fewer and fewer people were coming to us outlaws and going to this, stores. So it was affecting my bottom line, right? But what I did notice though is that it dropped the police's give a fuck about drugs, because they were seeing that people were being released, they weren't being charged, charges were being dropped, just because it was this revolving door of people getting arrested with possession, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. And then the last thing that the jails want to deal with are junkies coming off. Trust me, I did that in Skagit, coming off of fucking opiates back in 08, and yeah, that was that was not fun. I think that was the next to the last time that I came off of them. I've come off opiates 3 or 4 times. It's like coming off of heroin. It's dangerous as fuck, and like I was getting fentanyl patches. Scott, you remember this? I was wearing fentanyl patches. Before anybody knew what the fuck fentanyl was, I was getting the patches, the 100 microgram. I was supposed to cut them into fourths, and we're only 125 milligram. And I was riding around with one of those on 30 milligrams, Percocet, a couple Valiums, 10, 20 milligrams Valium. Just, yeah. That was quite the ride. But what I do know is that the jails don't want to deal with a bunch of junkies that are coming off, so because they have to incur the medical cost and the clean, and and you're dealing with these people that are just in the worst place in their lives probably that a human being can be. And so for them, it's just makes more sense to just let these junkies go out there and get their dope and get high, and if they die, it's one less we have to worry about dealing with. But and it's sad, but and that's the philosophy. But so that led to the junkies telling their other junkie friends in Michigan and Wisconsin and Illinois and Kansas and Arkansas, hey, dude, they don't even fuck with you up here. Like, you can come up here. Think about it. The cities that have the hugest, like, homeless and drug problems right now, drug addict problems right now, are the cities that legalize weed. Denver, Seattle, LA. LA's always been. I was homeless in LA. That's a story for another time and another stream, I promise you. But yeah, I got some tales to tell about my homeless time in LA back in '86. That was a lot of fun. It wasn't a lot of fun. It wasn't nostalgic, memorable, inebriated, intoxicated. Yeah, I guess it was fun. It had its fun points. Beating the shit out of a football team in Manhattan Beach was awesome. I don't know if it was USC or UCLA, and I really don't give a fuck. I just know I fucked 2 of their players up, and they probably weren't playing the next day. Yeah, it was good times in LA, man. But LA was much different then too. Even the homeless people were different then. My God. Still missing y'all though. I'm gonna keep that in mind, because yeah, seriously, tell all of them there on the res that Payne Horse got himself a house out there in Western Washington and says, y'all come on out now. Got plenty of room for everybody. Got everything everybody needs. Hi, Angie. The Rainbow, yes, the Rainbow Bar and Grill. And Michael, yeah, I've got so many wonderful stories and experiences just from the short time that I was in LA when I was 19. Yeah, I'm gonna have to share these stories with you guys sometime on a different stream. Let me think about it. Okay, first night at the Rainbow Bar and Grill. First time ever. I'm homeless. Hair's jet black. I dyed it black in Texas, because we had to get the fuck out of Texas, and I had to not have blonde hair. In my mind, I had to disguise myself. I was 19. Fuck off. Anyhow, we got to LA, and I'll forego all the other stuff that happened. I'll just get down. We went down to LA, to downtown LA, to the Greyhound station. we had our little packs of clothes or whatever. Michael had his Ibanez guitar, which is a beautiful guitar. We had to sell it so we could eat. It was sad, but anyhow, we dropped our stuff off in a locker, like 50 cents I think for a locker at Greyhound downtown LA. And you could throw your shit in there and leave it, and you know, it'd be there when you got back. So we come out, we're walking over to the bus station. This black dude is sitting on like the loading dock down the alley. I'm telling you right now, God sends angels. Think what you want, believe what you want. I've known many people that disagreed with me before. They were wrong too. It's okay. So he comes out, he's sitting there and he's like, hey, you guys want to smoke a joint? Sure. He goes over here, got a 40. You guys want to hit this 40? Sure. So we sat there and we shared this 40 and a joint. Complete stranger. He says, you guys new here, huh? He's like, yeah. He goes, looks at me and goes, yeah, you guys are rockers. He goes, I can tell you guys probably you want to go up to Sunset Strip, huh? We're like, yeah, that's where we're going. He goes, well, tell you what, he goes, I was going to be heading up that direction. He goes, how about this? He goes, how about I go with you guys up there? He goes, I'll get you off on Hollywood Boulevard. I'll show you some of the cool places, you know, the stuff you've seen in the movies and shit. He goes, introduce you to a couple people, whatever, and I'll get you up to Vine, and then you can just walk right up Vine to Sunset, and, you know, you'll be good from there. I'm like, okay. So one of the most beautiful women I ever laid eyes on in my life was a prostitute on Hollywood Boulevard. I'll just leave it at that. Girl walked up, said hi to him, talked for a second. She walked away, and I was like, dude. And he was like, yeah, you got enough money, you can have her. I was educated on the fact that all those pretty girls from the Midwest that said they were going to be big stars because they were so beautiful, they're little, you know, big fish in a small pond, old story. So anyhow, this guy escorts us, gets us safely up to Vine Street, cuts us loose. We walk up the road, boom, there's Sunset, Whiskey A Go-Go, Rainbow, Roxy, right? Gazzari's, Bill Gazzari's. Those were days, man. God, those were days. 86, man, on Sunset Strip. Fresh out of high school, you know, like been out of high school for a little over a year now, and in the place that I want to be. But we're broke. We're broke. We're homeless broke. Anyhow, we go over and there's a line at the Rainbow coming out. We go and we just stand in line, me and my friend Michael, God rest his soul. And this man walks out, coat and shirt and tie and all, very, you know, professional looking man. Walks out, walks down and starts talking to everybody in the line. And he gets, I mean, a very genuine person, like shaking their hands and saying, so who are you? I'm Michael. Who are you? Well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you choosing my my club, you know, to patronize. I really appreciate you, you know, bringing your business here. Basically, what he's saying. Thanks for spending your money in my bar. He gets down to us, starts talking to us, and I tell him a story. So yeah, we just got here. We hitchhiked across the country. We got caught up in Texas for a while, and we just got here. We've been sleeping on the beach in Santa Monica and Venice, and we caught the bus up here. Got enough money, panhandling, to get a bus ride up here to LA, and we just dropped our stuff off at the Greyhound and came up here, man, and going. So first club on Sunset Strip that I want to go into is the Rainbow. And he's like, really? And he goes, what's your name? I'm like, Nikki. He goes, well, Nikki, I'm Michael. I'm the owner of this establishment. And he says, and I tell you what. He says, why don't you and your friend, what's your friend's name? Michael. Why don't you and your friend Michael come with me? And I'm like, oh, did we upset you? I'm sorry, dude. I don't have money. And he goes, no, son, come with me. And he takes me up, walks me and Michael up to the door, tells the guy at the door, hey, give these guys stamps. He goes, okay, you guys come with me. Takes us in, walks us over. Anybody that knew Michael that owned the Rainbow Bar and Grill in Hollywood knows this. This is who he was. This is who this guy was. Takes us in, walks us over to the bar, tells bartender, or call it by the name, I forget the bartender, but he says, hey, because give these guys, because first round of drinks is on the house for these guys. Like, whatever you guys want, let them know. You're right, Angie. He was a great guy. He really was. It's so sad to hear his passing, but yeah, he was. He was a wonderful human being that treated everyone equally. Like there was no. Michael was just always this, you know. So, because I got to speak to him a few times in my short time there in L.A. That 5 months that I was there. Oh, it seemed like so much longer, all the stuff I did, but yeah, that's who Michael was. So I believe later that night we went upstairs to the private bar and we got in because we had the stamp line. We got into the private bar and yeah, I just remember that the best stories always happened in the private bar upstairs at the Rainbow. Anybody who's ever been there knows I'm speaking truth. Like, you get in the private bar upstairs at the Rainbow, and yeah, you just plan on spending the night there. So that was one of my That's one of my Hollywood stories, the Rainbow Bar and Grill. Yeah, that was an interesting time. That was a great time. Heavy metal music was king. You know, we were ruling everything. We were running shit, right? Like, hip hop was coming up and it was blowing up, right? And it was getting bigger and bigger. And metal though was still like just the thing. Like Motley Crue and Rat, Dokken, and fucking Wasp, and Judas Priest, and just on. You guys know. I mean, Ozzy and everybody. Just like it was the time, yo. So yeah, it was a great time to be on Sunset Strip, man. 19 years old, big hair, yeah, spandex. Yeah, it was great times. But yeah, like I said, as far as the live streams go, I'll try to share more of my old stories and travels and adventures and stuff, and also speak on more current topics. Anytime you guys want, pipe in. Oh, Angie, coming up in September, cool. Yeah, anytime you guys want to talk about something, you got something you'd like to discuss or have discussed or have me look into, whatever, just let me know and fire it off. You can send it during the live streams, or I guess you can DM me or whatever on Facebook, what have you, and YouTube. But I don't want to be something that's redundant or something that's just sort of meh, so I want to try to keep it interesting, concise, precise, entertaining, but not going too far off either end, left or right, on certain subjects that may or may not marginalize people, or I don't give a fuck if I upset you or piss you off, make you angry. I live for that shit. You're welcome. You feel alive, don't you? When I piss you off, you get your blood boiling, right? Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, those moments are fucking precious. You should treasure them. I'll give you plenty of them if you stick around long enough. But yeah, I would like to have this channel be something. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. So if you guys stick with me, I promise you it'll get more entertaining as I figure out the format, as I get more skrill to put into the deal, and hopefully if I can network and get a hold of some people that are already in to doing the YouTube and the Rumble, because I really want to go to Rumble and all these other alternatives, because I don't want to be fettered. I don't want to be caught up to where I get to like making a little money and not depending on it, but just sort of counting on it. And then one day I say something like, let's see, I'm about to say it, but I'm going to say something and then like find out that my, little side hustle income stream got cut off because somebody's panties got in a fucking wad. And I just don't want to deal with that shit. So if I can find other avenues, places that are a little more open and allowing of, especially when it's in comedic form. Like, I hate being fucking hindered by what I can say when I want to joke about something, but there's certain words, terminologies, and just fucking opinions in general that you can't say nowadays, because literally they will shut you down, because so many people are thin-skinned little bitches. So being an influencer, I really don't give a fuck about being an influencer. I mean, if I influence you to do the right thing and or think about something from a different perspective, then by all means, All right, Robin, love you too. Take care. Got a grill? uh, yes, Kevin, I do have a grill, but it's a blasphemous one. It runs on propane. I'm sorry. It's just, it is what it is. I would prefer to have charcoal one, but I just have not gotten around to buying one. Um, okay, I tell you one thing. I think the next time I do this shit, I'm gonna do the Facebook. I'm gonna do Facebook on my computer so I can actually read and scroll the comments, because the live chat on the phone here, it's a pisser. Everyone is so sensitive now. Yes, Angie, you're right, and I don't know where. Well, I do know where it comes from. Is what I was discussing earlier about the whole participation trophies. Use your words. Okay, Johnny, we're not keeping score. All of this shit comes. We all understand. We want our children to have, nice things, wonderful things. But you guys from my generation, you remember our parents. They loved us, but they showed us love in a way that was more conditioning for a world that was going to say, fuck you. Like, man, give a fuck, Like, your parents hopefully instilled some values in you that, there are winners and losers. Some people are good at some things and shitty at others, and you just got to figure out which yours are, and then be real with yourself and admit it. But nowadays, no, we want to tell people you can be whatever you want.